speaking of WikiLeaks, look at this. YouTube looks to limit election interference by banning videos containing hacked information. So YouTube tightened its rules Thursday to effectively ban videos containing hacked or stolen information damaging to President Trump or his presumptive Democratic rival, Joseph Biden, War Criminal Joe. The platform's policies were changed to prohibit content containing hacked material, quote, the disclosure of which may interfere with democratic processes, unquote, like elections and censuses, essentially covering videos touting documents like the sorts that were stolen from Democrats during the 2016 presidential race and then circulated online. What the hell? Leslie Miller, YouTube's vice president of global affairs and public policy, said the policy means the platform will remove videos containing stolen information about a political candidate shared with the intent to interfere in an election. YouTube will also take down videos encouraging others to interfere with democratic processes, such as telling viewers to create long voting lines with the purpose of making it harder for others to vote. Oh, that's interesting. But when Joe Biden tells people to go and vote during a pandemic and risk their health, especially seniors, that's not a risk to public safety. That's not reckless and dangerous. So less than 3 months until Election Day, the new policies were announced. And Twitter and Facebook each separately announced measures Thursday meant to ensure users of their service have access to accurate information about voting by mail, for example. So let me just break this down for you. This is extremely dangerous. This is extremely dangerous. This is censorship. And they're not censoring hate speech, which you could argue at the very least has no value whatsoever, but they're trying to censor very critical information that it would apparently disadvantage a candidate. They're trying to censor very critical information, maybe potential war crimes, corruption, things that voters need to know before voting for someone. How is that not relevant? That's especially relevant before an election. It's not something you should hide. If that is a disadvantage to a candidate, maybe that candidate should not get any votes. Maybe that candidate is not a good option. If there are documents proving that they are corrupt or that they are war criminals or that they have committed nefarious acts while in previous held positions. And once again, the irony that they dare to call this transparency. And we want to make sure that people are getting accurate information. No. This is the complete opposite. Dude, it's 1984. I'm telling you. I can't stand this doublespeak. They're trying to cover the war crimes and the corruption, the embezzlement, and the truth about all these politicians. And they're using what happened in 2016. They're trying to use the publications that were given to WikiLeaks as a reason to do that. I'm sorry, but knowing that Hillary Clinton and her campaign conspired with the DNC leadership to screw over Bernie Sanders is very pertinent and relevant information and something that voters should know. Knowing that you have war criminals, besides her, people like Neera Tanden saying that Arabs should pay the Americans in oil to compensate them for invading them. I mean, just the most abhorrent shit that you could possibly think of. Yeah, that's very relevant and pertinent. If that's damaging to these campaigns, maybe they shouldn't be running corrupt people like that. What the hell is this, man? And once again, with the Russiagate nonsense, Russian hackers infiltrated Democratic targets during the 2016 race. Oh my God. Really weird that you can't seem to prove that. And this coincides, of course, with the labels that we saw. This coincides with the new labels on Twitter where they just slap you with China state-affiliated media or Russia state-affiliated media. Yet conveniently, the BBC, which is literally owned by the British government, it's not state-affiliated, it's state media, period. Not state-affiliated. It is the state media. No label. NPR, no label. All of the Western state media, not just state-affiliated media, the very state media get no label. But if they're Russian, if they're Chinese, we got to slap them with a label. Watch out, watch out. It's the Russians and the Chinese. They're spreading lies. What is this, the Cold War again? Oh, yeah, it is. Cold War Part 2 with China. Dude, no, seriously, this neo-McCarthyist nonsense is sickening. And the problem is most people don't even know who the fuck McCarthy is. Never mind what McCarthyism did and what's happening right now, which is just a continuation being perpetrated by the Democrats this time. They don't know any better. They've been conditioned that, anything that is remotely related to the global south or outside the West is bad. And it's lies. When actually the US has, the most monopolized and state-controlled media that you could possibly wish for. And it's not even media, it's just blatant propaganda. Blatant propaganda. They're just using this as a means to discredit journalists, to cover up the corruption of politicians, and to disinform you. Is that a word? Did I just coin that? To fucking lie to you, man. They're trying to obfuscate what's going on. Okay? To lie to you, to obfuscate, to cover up the tracks of these corrupt warmongers. And that should be a real big cause for concern. Not just because any website would do this, but these big tech companies, Silicon Valley, their websites, Twitter, YouTube, these have become places of public discourse, okay? Which, once again, we go back into this issue of publisher versus platform. But do you see, once again, how Silicon Valley is just an extension, is just an arm of the intelligence community and the U.S. government as a whole? You're seeing it right in front of you. This is concerted, coordinated effort from Facebook, from Twitter, from YouTube, to all, at the same time, right before an election, censor journalists and censor the publication of documents that could be damaging, but which are very relevant and should be brought to the attention of voters. If the documents are damaging, that's an indictment upon the politicians, not on journalists for telling the truth. Don't shoot the messenger, man. And they're saying, remove the videos. It's not even, we're going to demonetize you and we're going to crush you and keep you in a cave like they usually do with independent media. No, they're going to remove the videos. Like, how dare you? Gone. And then they want to talk about free speech and democracy. What a joke. What a joke. It's ridiculous. It's frightening. I think this is a good time to urge you to make sure that we decentralize things. I think it's a good time to plug the rock fin, okay? Because you remember they tried to demonetize us. And ever since then, I've been telling you to go sign up on Rockfin. Because, dude, if YouTube is going to stop me from talking about something that WikiLeaks published, what the fuck? What's next? What's next? This is really dangerous. And adding insult to injury, they claim that, it's for the sake of election integrity. And then they have the stones. The United States and the West have the stones to say that other countries have illegitimate elections and other countries are not democracies. Dude. The hypocrisy is unreal. Sign up on the newsletter, follow on Twitter, on Facebook, join the Discord, go make an account on Rockfin where I post videos. make sure we're not stuck on one place just to be safe as a precaution. Okay? And do you see once again why this Russiagate stuff is damaging? Not because it's just fairy tale nonsense, not just because it's partisan hackery and it's just used as a tool to smear and silence dissent and smear, character assassinate people that are in opposition to the neoliberal establishment. Now they're using it as carte blanche, a blank check, to have censorship and just a blanket muzzle on anyone telling the truth. So if you talk about what WikiLeaks published, which is of particular importance, which is exactly what people should know about, which is why it's kept secret, to cover up the war crimes, they're going to take your videos down. They're going to silence you. Yeah. Neoliberals, all these morons who bought into this crap. I'm not talking about just the party leadership and the hacks inside the party. I'm talking about your everyday neoliberal who believes in this shit, who's been conditioned and brainwashed. Guess who's going to be on the chopping block next? You're cheering on this Russian xenophobia and this Chinese xenophobia and just this anti-global South rhetoric that, anything that is not Western is bad. Now it's going to come back to haunt you, man. And then they have the stones to claim that the Democrats are left-wingers.